Workplace Army. Welcome to the first Hot Quickie episode. What the hell is Hot Quickie? Well, it's when I have a lot more to say about a certain subject, and what would make a quick a part two. It won't be a full-blown episode like we usually do. Before I get back on the subject of toxic women again, a couple of days ago, I was reading about people hoarding gas now, and started remembering certain things in 2020 when people were hoarding things they didn't have to hoard. But then I started getting frustrated at celebrities again, and here's why. You all remember the start of the pandemic, people were getting laid off, there was a shortage of masks, shortage of gloves, shortage of protective gear. It got us all afraid of the future. I remember thinking, what the hell is happening? We were disinfecting our groceries. We were disinfecting everything we could. And when all of this was happening, do you remember what those sour celebrities did? Do you remember when the celebrities got together and they decided that when the world was hurting, that they needed to show their rendition of John Lennon's Imagine? That's when I realized how delusional these celebrities are. They were fine in their mansions. They weren't like everybody else who was struggling. They were fine. Instead of encouraging people to stay strong, they were bailing people who were rioting and destroying businesses and trying their best to stay relevant. I think right now they're finally feeling the hate, especially after all that. And they still continue to feel the hate because people in 2020 realized that they were not essential to life. We were fine with not going to the movies. Yesterday, I watched In the Heights because I have HBO Max, and I enjoyed the hell out of it without going to the movies. We really don't care about those toxic celebrities anymore. Look at the Oscars and the Grammys viewership lately. Their viewership has gone to an all-time low, but they blame it on COVID. But they really can. If you think about it, they really can't. Because people were home. People can't go to those events, even before COVID. So COVID had nothing to do with the people not watching it. They should have gotten the numbers that they wanted because people weren't busy. But people started realizing that it was just an event that shows out-of-touch celebrities giving other celebrities like them awards just for being celebrities. People started waking up to that. I really think more people are starting to think like me now and are tired of this celebrity culture. We don't care about them as much anymore. I'm still going to watch those movies and shows because there are a lot of people involved behind the scenes that put a lot of work into the movies, like those incredible makeup artists, cinematographers, costume designers, and so on. Anyways, what made me want to do a Hot Quickie episode was when I found hidden notes of the toxic episode. What you heard last month was notes that I typed on my laptop, but as I was going through good notes, I found some handwritten notes that I forgot to add to this episode. I thought about ignoring those notes, but as I read through it, I felt like I needed to talk more about it. So here we are, Hot Quickie, Toxic Women Part 2. Let's get started.
Now it's time for a Hot Quickie.
Let's first talk about cheating. Most of the toxic women will cheat on their man because they think he is not doing all of the things they wanted him to do in a relationship. Instead, they give up their to someone who doesn't do anything at all. Nothing. That man she is having an affair with knows it's just about sex. And how do I know that? If it was more than just sex, that man wouldn't be cool with her going back home to another man. Come on. The guy that is stuck at home and being cheated on has a deal. How? Think about it. He is at home doing all of the relationship stuff. But as soon as he up just a little. And I'm not talking about anything like forgetting an anniversary or being lazy. I'm talking about when that toxic woman wanted him to read her mind, something stupid, and always wants him to know what she wants. Petty. So she would go and cheat. She thinks it was valid, and now she has an excuse. The other guy knows that he is getting an awesome deal because he gets to f her and doesn't have to do any of the relationship stuff. Then you ask that toxic woman, hey, why did you do it? He treats me good. You know why that man is treating her good? It's because he is securing that great fucking deal. The worst thing that guy has to do is to hear that toxic woman complain about her friends, about work, or even her man, just for a little bit. He just has to suck it up for just a little bit so that when they are both done talking, he can f her and go. Not a bad deal for him. Do you want to know if you're being manipulated in a relationship when your partner is toxic? The big one is when they always apologize and nothing changes. And when you call them out on their they make you feel guilty for exposing the truth. And when they do you wrong and it make you feel bad for it, everything seemed like it was your fault. Why is it hard for the man to leave that relationship? It's called trauma bond. It is the number one reason men have a hard time leaving a toxic relationship. What is a trauma bond? It is when, in the beginning of the relationship, everything is great. It's that honeymoon phase. That toxic woman pretended to be the best damn woman ever. It was all a damn act. She seemed genuine. She was fit. So she was very attractive. She pretended to have a great personality. She seemed to be friendly. It just seemed too good to be true. And then suddenly she turns into a mega. I'm talking really mean. And after a blowout, this toxic woman is back to being nice, back to being friendly, back to being that woman that man fell in love with. And this happens again and again and again. Days pass, then weeks pass, then months pass, and then years pass. And then these men are still stuck. Every time these toxic women is sweet to their man after being a mega, it releases a serotonin in the brain, just like a sugar addiction, just like a drug addiction. You can't figure out, but it's like, I don't give a I can't fight this feeling. These poor men can't understand why they keep coming back. It's why they stay stuck in a horrible relationship for years. He can't go to anyone outside of the relationship. Family, friends, and society tell him that he has to suck it up and stop complaining. They like to blame the men if the relationship is bad. Oh, he must have done something to make her really mad. He must have done something to make her cheat on him. He needs to learn to be more patient. He needs to learn to be more understanding. He needs to learn to be more loving. They will laugh at the man and call him a if he complains on how abusive his girlfriend or wife is. Or you get other women that will try to take over the topic. Well, women are in abusive relationships too. Listen, this is not a damn competition. There is no fucking award that goes to the one that was abused the most. Pointing out men in abusive relationships will not take away from a woman in abusive relationships. Abuse is not a gender issue. It's a people issue. There are many toxic, abusive people out there, men and women. And right now, I'm talking about men. Men do not get any support. Think about this. Think as far back as you can. Can you name a fundraiser or charity that raises money for men in abusive relationships? How about in your town? The shelters that protect women? How many are for men in abusive relationships? Think about the money from the government that helps female victims for domestic violence. Now think and try to find something for men. You won't find much of anything. The fucked up part is that most of these men don't realize that they are in abusive relationships. I've told you about my family in the Toxic Woman May episode. I grew up thinking that having a toxic wife was normal. I told you it scared the out of me. I would look at all these men in the family and figured that I guess this is how women are. The men in my family would say all women are emotional and crazy, and the women would say all men are lazy dogs. That's what I grew up with. Another reason why these men stay in a toxic relationship is that they fear they won't get custody of their children. There are many men out there that are great fathers, but because the court sides with women, they will lose custody battles and the children will have to live with that toxic woman. Fathers are obligated to stay to protect their children. They feel like they have to be a wall between their toxic mother and his children to protect them. Trust me, children see all of this. They know who the bad guy is. You men that are stuck in a toxic relationship, I know that there is no safe place for you to have a voice. People just don't understand. Remember that divorce is perfectly okay. It is fine to break up. Having to start over is fine too. Move on. And being alone is okay too. What is not okay, what is not great, is staying with a toxic person who does not value you, a person who doesn't appreciate you. Love will never hurt you. It is those toxic people that does not know how to love that hurt you deeply. One of the most up things that the universe will ever do is to let you meet the right person at the wrong damn time. You think you might be meeting the right one and then you marry the right one only to find out that they are toxic. Then you meet that one soul that makes you feel good about yourself and you can't be with them because you're stuck and it sucks. A good woman will be her man's best friend, not his mother and not his boss. The good woman will never try to control her man. A good woman will never discourage his hobbies. A good woman knows that the more she supports her man, the happier he is going to be, and I promise you, beautiful women, that he will make you happier than you could ever imagine. A good woman understands that if she is not bringing her man up, other people are going to keep bringing him down, because people in healthy relationships will know how to remove all the toxic in their lives so they could be easier to turn away from shitty people. There's just too many toxic women out there that do nothing but play games. Like a man could text her all the time and show extreme interest in her. But the toxic woman will ignore all of that just to sit back and soak up all the work that he's doing. Take it all in, but not do anything about it. And sometimes these women that do this will start to develop feelings for the man, but still choose to ignore them, playing games. And then the man suddenly stops giving the toxic woman attention. Then these toxic women will go to their friends or on social media and say that they were led on. They will be asking, why did he suddenly stop, and act all confused and putting on a real show. And her and the people she surrounds herself with start bashing men and say how they are done with men. Listen, you toxic slut, that man didn't just stop. I promise you that he was super into you, probably still is super into you, but he wants somebody that will want him back. So if you want that guy for yourself, stop playing games and give him the same attention that he is giving you. And I promise you, you will be extremely happy. Don't worry about what your friends say. I talked about the hookup culture before, and I recently started asking and thinking, what is the appeal to the hookup culture? And then I figured it out. The appeal is attention. Toxic women like all of the attention. Not just toxic women, but toxic men too. They both like the attention. The major problem with this is that these toxic people don't want to give up the lifestyle, even when they get into a serious relationship. They care more about the attention than making a relationship work. That's why the hookup culture continues to being the way it is. Another thing that bothers me is when toxic women flirt with the guy that they had always had a crush on, and when the guy starts flirting back or starts giving them attention, they no longer are interested, just like I told you with talking about playing games. And I feel so bad for these men that they have to go through that. It is so difficult and damn near impossible to be a good guy, to be a gentleman. It is hard to deal with these toxic women when they are given the power to take you to court for an unwanted compliment. And it's all, like I said, a big game to them. But better not do it back. The funny thing is that a lot of these toxic women are out of shape, but they want a man that is top tier. They want a man that has abs, that works out to maintain a healthy body, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that toxic woman will emotionally beat down on a man who is also overweight. The guys that they do like almost always ignore them, and it pisses them the f off. It's actually pretty funny to see. But you know what it's like? It's like saying you want to go to the top tier university, but you don't have the grades to go to those universities. The world doesn't work that way. Same with guys. Guys that stay home with mommy, they're out of shape, can't keep a decent job, but they want that woman that is like top tier supermodel. They want that money to fall from the sky. Like I said, that's not how it works. It's hard to please a woman. Correction, it's hard to please a toxic woman. Listen to the skit from Kelly. Link will be in the description if you want to watch it.
Hello, you may visit the store only once. There are 6 floors and the value of the husband increases as the shopper ascends the flights. The shopper may choose any man for a particular floor, or may choose to go up a floor, but cannot go back down except to exit building.
These men have jobs.
Going up.
These men have jobs and love kids.
Keep it going.
These men have jobs, love kids, and are good looking.
Wow. I gotta keep going.
These men have jobs, love kids, drop dead gorgeous, and help with housework.
Oh, God. I can hardly stand it. Gotta go.
These men possess same qualities as 4th floor, plus good lovers.
To the top, baby.
There are no men on this floor. This floor exists solely as proof that women are hard to please. Thanks for stopping by.
That's hilarious. Please follow the link and like her video. Anyways, toxic women are so hard to satisfy. Not even God was able to satisfy a woman. Think about it. God, the almighty greatness, he gave Eve everything she could ever need. Everything. But she still ate the forbidden fruit because she was not satisfied enough. Can you imagine Adam after all that? What could he give Eve? God couldn't make her happy, so what could Adam do? I have a feeling that Eve every night blamed Adam for getting kicked out of the Garden of Eden. She's laying there in labor, about to give birth to Cain. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. Honey, it's you. Come on. You were the first one that ate the apple, and then you tricked me, and then you got me to blame. Don't blame me. You ate it too. That's what I said. I didn't know it was a forbidden fruit. I can't stand you anymore. I want a divorce. Poor Adam. Like I said, toxic women don't know what they want. They wake up to hopefully instantly fall in love. Like everything was just poof. Here's the perfect guy that will put up with your toxic, slutty self. They think that love is just going to fall in their laps. They all want a man of their dreams, but they never see the men that are already there, ready to take care of them. Those good men that have been friend-zoned. They go to the clubs looking for love, and that is not where you want to find love. I don't care what you think, you are not going to find a husband drunk and acting all slutty at 2 a.m. They are always looking in the wrong place. Then when they have bad luck with the toxic men, they start yelling that all men are trash. It's their own fault. They are the ones picking from the menu. There is nothing wrong with good men. The problem is with these toxic women because of the way they think and the toxic men that they keep choosing. You know how easy it is to make a man happy? All you have to do is let him have his space, be his best friend by just being there for him and make him laugh. Make sure he is well fed, sleep with him, and don't bother him with petty. That's all it takes to make a man happy. You know what it takes to make a woman happy? You have to be a friend. You have to be a companion. You have to be funny, creative, and give her all your attention. However, you better not give her all your attention because also she needs to be given her own space, but not too much space. Just the right amount. But I can't tell you the right amount because there is no set number. Every woman is different. You must never have friends because you only can hang out with her approved ugly friends. You also have to be a mind reader. You must never forget her birthday or definitely never forget anniversaries. You have to be a fantastic organizer. You have to be a good listener. You have to be honest. You have to be very rich. You have to be sympathetic, determined, passionate, sweet. Oh, and super romantic. You must always be loyal, even if she's not. You have to be dependable, a good father, a sex master, a chef, a decorator for indoors and outdoors. You have to be an electrician, a plumber, a carpenter, and don't forget an exterminator. Also, a stylist to make sure you give the right opinion. That's where the mind reading comes in handy. You have to be a psychiatrist, a healer. You have to be athletic and really attractive if you want more sex. You always have to be clean, and don't forget to be emotional, but also very manly. You have to be understanding, tolerant, always be dressed and ready to go shopping. Never plan anything ahead unless you want your plans to always be canceled, and never stress her out. That's all it takes to make a woman happy. Now let's talk about gaming. I know I've touched on it, but recently I've seen this clip of a guy playing video games and his girlfriend or wife just comes in and turns it off. He drops the controller on the floor and walks away, but then he stops and asks her why, and she responds it with, because you're always on it. He replies with, that's all I have. I've seen countless people defending him. I've seen many people defending her, and they're both wrong. Hey, I understand when you get pissed at your man for always playing games, but there is a difference between the ignoring the family, ignoring chores, ignoring what needs to be done versus not liking him playing video games at all and you just want control. Because if you are getting so mad when your man is playing games, honey, you need to find a hobby, because at least he's not out there like back then, before the video games and before that was popular for grown men to do. Before that, they were hanging out in bars and they were going golfing. They were fishing for hours, never home. But nope, he's just there in the other damn room gaming. That's all. And now you fellas, if you're going to game, you have to make sure you got all your done. I play almost every night unless it's crunch time with the podcast or get really into it with writing and I need to finish a chapter. I never play when my wife has free time. I play when either she is busy doing some or sleeping, and everything that needs to be done that day is done. My wife can't say I don't give her reasons to. There will be days when she feels bad because she wanted to watch a movie and knows that it's during my gaming time at night, but then I tell her it's just a game. It's easy for me to say that because I'm not a streamer. I don't need to do it to get paid. The game is always there. I'm a casual gamer. I play at my own pace. So I will tell her, you know what? Let's watch that movie, heat up that popcorn, drop some Reese's Pieces and Duds in there, and let's watch the whatever it is, whether it's a show that we're into or a movie. That's how you get the brownie points. That's how you game without guilt. You women and you men, make sure that to-do list is done and you both can chill and learn that it is okay to chill alone. I was asked these questions many times because I am a stay-at-home dad who has been homeschooling for about 4 years now. The last 2 years, it's been for 2 kids. And this fall, I'll be homeschooling 3 kids. I love it. I love that our children could get a better education than that out there right now. But I will get into homeschooling in a future episode. It was actually funny to see these parents struggle with the whole homeschooling thing in 2020. I have to teach my children everything. The school sends me and lesson plans, and it's 100% up to me to teach the boys stuff. The teachers that are there, they're just there to grade it. I have to make sure that it's done, and we have to send videos in of them doing the stuff. We have to send proof that they're actually doing the work, that they're actually learning. So I have to plan it all. Anyways, during the pandemic, the parents that had that their kids that they had to stay home and do school virtually, all those parents had to do was sit there or sit around there or sit near there and make sure that their kid was listening to the teacher on their laptop. Somebody else is teaching him. That's it. And they're complaining like it was the end of the world. These parents, they look at me and was like, hey, I don't know how you do it. To spare their feelings, I just smiled and waved because they think they know what homeschooling is because they had to just listen to it. Somebody else teach them. And all they had to do was sit there on their computers, on their iPad, on their phones, making sure that they're paying attention, that their kids are paying attention, because obviously it's very obvious that the younger they are, they're not going to be paying attention. They're at home on their computer. They're still in their pajamas. They want to game. They want to chill. They're used to, when they're home, it's chilling time. So you're going to have a hard time of them paying attention, but all you have to do is just make sure they're doing their and that's all. I wish homeschooling was that easy. But again, I love it. Anyways, I'm always asked, do men get intimidated by women making more money? My wife does make more money for now. Thanks to the podcast, more people are buying my books as the months carry on. I'm very thankful for that. I thank you, listeners, for buying my book. Anyways, I make money through my books, but only enough to take my family out and to take small vacations every now and then. I'm a 100-aire. But men do not get intimidated by a woman making more money. Men love that their partners can make some more money. More money means more fun, more things to buy, and more vacations to go on. But what men are afraid of is the toxic woman making more money. Why? Because toxic women become our mothers, or they still expect men to make more money than they do. Men knows what happens when toxic women make more money. Why aren't you doing this? Why can't you do that? This is my money. This is my house. I own it. You're so lazy. I own that car and that other car too. Chris Rock talked about this and it's funny. Check it out.
If you make more money than her, I want to make decisions too. You ain't my daddy. I don't need you to take care of me. I hate this. If she makes more money than you broke. You never have no money. I don't want to make all these decisions. I need to be taken care of. I hate this. I can't take it. And the number one reason your woman's always mad, fellas, the number one reason your woman is pissed off, because you ain't her first choice.
Because if it was reversed and the man makes more money, the toxic women would be like, this is both of our money. What's yours is mine. So to answer the question, men are not intimidated by women making more money. Men just don't like it when toxic women get power hungry. That's it. Lately, I've been seeing toxic women fighting and forcing people to watch women's sports. And the funniest thing about this is that those toxic women, don't even watch it themselves. People are just not interested in watching women's sports. The toxic women are continuing running around saying that men get paid more in sports. It's not fair. Well, it's because advertisement and sponsors. The more people watch their sport, the more money they will make. It's just simple as that. And they know this. It's just super popular to be divisive. Listen, don't force yourself to watch something that you don't want to watch. Do you? It doesn't matter if it's popular or not. Just do you. If you like women's sports, then watch it. If you don't be guilted into watching it because, like I said, the other people that are yelling at you, hey, we got to watch it. You got to support. Don't watch it for them. Watch it for you. Watch whatever you want because they won't even go to a game. They won't even turn on the TV to let it play in the background. They don't. They're full of all they're doing right now, all they're doing is say, hey, I got my Starbucks and now I'm ready to on Twitter about how men in sports get paid more. So you women that need advice on how to connect with men better, listen up. First, men are compliment deprived. They never get any compliments. Maybe from their mother or grandmother, but rarely from their wife or girlfriend. My wife will tell me how appreciative she is of me, tells me how proud she is of me. I do the same for her. We lift each other up. always giving each other compliments. Most men don't get compliments, so just compliment your man. That's it. If you really want to see your man like completely melt, like fall into your arms, melt, like giving you the best hug he can ever give you, cry probably, do this. When he gets home from work, just walk up to him, look him in the eye. And when I say that, I instantly thought about King Julian from Madagascar. And this is what he says. You look at her right in her eye. You lean forward just a little, almost all the way. Then you let her lean forward a little until you're just lips distance away from each other. And then you just tell her how much you hate her. I love that movie. Anyways, you look him in the eyes and tell him you love him. Tell your man that you are proud of him. Then just take a step back and see what happens. It will make you cry. You'll see. Men can't always go to their friends and tell them what they're going through. They can't tell them how they're feeling or what is going on inside their heads. As men, we have learned to keep that in. It's rare to see men talking loudly about that. It looks as though nobody wants to talk to him about it, but these men are battling with stuff and he will never tell you anything about it because he is scared of what you might say. He is scared of how you might react. But when you turn to him and you look him in the eye and you tell him that you love him with everything you got and that you are very proud of him, that you appreciate everything he does, that you understand how hard he is trying to make the relationship work, I'm telling you, you will never forget his reaction. And you men, I got a last piece of advice that I guarantee will make so many women angry. But don't worry, because only the toxic women will get mad. If you want to test a woman's character on the first date, do this. Split the bill. Steven, what? Are you crazy? Yes, I am, but that's not why I'm suggesting it. It doesn't matter how much money you make. Split the bill. However, don't split the bill if you're just having fun and it's not a date, it's just a friendly hangout, then pay for it. But if it's a date and you want to see if this possible relationship is worth it, split the bill. Like I said, it is a test of the woman's character. There are 3 ways that the woman will react to this. Toxic women will definitely have a negative reaction. Toxic women will be really offended and will refuse to pay. I ain't gonna pay. They will become extremely mean. Let them act like that. Pay for the bill, since it's not about the money. But now you know who that person is. The second thing that a woman might do that's also bad, but they'll split it, but it will turn her off completely. You'll see the mood change. They'll be acting different, and they're more than likely going to ghost you later on. This is when you automatically get pushed into the friend zone. But don't worry. Remember, you're looking for love. You're looking for the right one. So let her friend zone you. Let her ghost you. Because yet again, you are seeing the type of person she is. You are a great guy. And if one bill prevents your date from seeing that, it is their loss. The third reaction is how good women react. The one that you want in your life. The one that is so chill and don't mind splitting the bill. Why? It's because you will see that they are only interested in you because of your personality, not because of your money. It will be a fair relationship. It will be a non-toxic relationship. And when you see that, pay for the bill. Like I said before, men sleep with who they can and women sleep with who they want. But you know what is great is that men marry who they want. Women marry who they can. That means that men also have some sort of power when it comes to starting a marriage. Thank you for listening to our first Hot Quickie. Like I said, it would only be for the topics that I have a lot more to say about. For all you loyal listeners who made it to the end, I love you. I appreciate you. Always remember to smile.